think it's high time that we did a Bloodline appreciation post on this channel, but sorry, Roman, not your bloodline. We're talking Solo Sikoa's bloodline, because holy crap, that dude out of nowhere has suddenly become, dare I say, must-see TV. I am really enjoying what Solo Sikoa is doing, and that's crazy because the guy, he just lost his 3 biggest matches, and he is just like something else right now, and we're gonna talk Solo as our last person, but there are 3 other members that I want to talk about who I think are all doing a bang-up job. We'll start with the most obvious, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is amazing. I've said it many times. He's actually probably, maybe, kind of, sort of, my favorite right now. Him or Drew McIntyre. It's a toss-up between those two. I love them both, but Jacob Fatu is so awesome. From day one, beating up Kevin, Cody, Randy Orton, that was crazy. I've never seen a heel come in and take out the top 3 baby faces single-handedly like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about it. If a babyface had done that to any of the heels, I probably would have been mad. I probably would have been like, how are we supposed to take these heels serious now that one guy beat him up? And yet when Jacob did it though, it just seemed so natural. And I'm like, yeah, I could totally see this guy beating up everybody. They probably should have put 2 more people, 2 more baby faces for him to beat up, because Jacob Fatu, he is everything. I want him pushed all the way to the moon, and everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. Every time he gets into a face-to-face with somebody, everybody's like, oh my God. When him and Roman got into the cage together and they were facing off, everybody was like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? When Jey Uso is yelling at Solo Sikoa, and then he says, and if this guy won't stop looking at me the way he does, I'm gonna knock him on his butt. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing here. But yeah, suddenly that Jey Uso promo went next level. Not just next level, but it was like the stratosphere. It just was like, oh, wow. And Jacob Fatu just mean, and I don't blame Jay. Jacob Fatu can look at you threatening. The guy prays to God, threatening, and then he goes to Raw, and him and Braun Breaker face to face. Everybody's like cheering. Everybody's like, oh my God. Yeah, Jacob Fatu is just, he has such a way about him, the way he carries himself, everything. He stands in the ring doing nothing, and he steals the spotlight. The way he just stands there, the way he prays, the way he looks, the way he just does his hair thing. I don't know, it's just great. He walks to the ring and he makes everything just feel important. And he has definitely been the highlight of the Bloodline 2.0 up until now, because I feel, oh, the Bloodline is really taking off. Next, I'm going to acknowledge this belt right here, and I'm going to also acknowledge how good it'll look around your waist. How can that happen, though? How can we make this belt around your waist a reality? All you gotta do is comment below. Commenting below enters you into a contest to win this belt, free shipping, free everything. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, randomly, I'll pick a random video, pick a random comment, and then I will give it away to said random comment. Why am I doing this? So I can become a full-time YouTuber. That's the dream. Quit the day job, do videos, streams, all the time. I just don't have the opportunity to do as much as I would like for this channel and answer your questions, do videos that you guys want me to do, because, well, I have to clock into work for about 10 hours a day. So please comment below, subscribe, and hit that bell for the notifications, and then that will tell YouTube that the channel's worth watching, and it'll send it out to other people, and I'll hit 10,000 subscribers, you'll get a belt, I'll do another contest. Let's now go to Botchmaster Tongoa. Tongoa is so funny, so hilarious. I've already done a video on Tongoa and how he just botched after botched after botched, but amazingly, all those botches has somehow, on the internet, not with the casual fan maybe, but on the internet, it's kind of won him a following. He has kind of like a cult following, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of part of that following. I love when you guys in the comments section just heap praises on Tongoa, and we're all like, he's the true tribal chief, and yeah, it's just so hilarious. And honestly, he hasn't really been botching. His last botch, I think, was the holding the title up, which was classic. But for real, he really hasn't done any botches. There was one moment, though, that I thought he was going to botch himself to death. When he's in the tag ladder match and he climbs the ladder and he actually gets on top, literally standing on top of like a 10-foot ladder, and it's kind of wobbling. Of all the people to attempt this dude is going to die. And it was live TV. I thought I was going to get traumatized. I'm not even joking here, even though I'm laughing. I thought he was dead. I was like, no way can this happen. I mean, please, somebody just hold that ladder for the guy. Tongoa, why would you stand on the top ladder? It was funny. It was hilarious. And then he pulls down the entire thing holding the belts. He doesn't unsnap the belts to hold them. Like, yeah, I want to. He just, like, unhooks the entire contraption. And Tongoa, so funny and hilarious. He still doesn't have as much personality as the others when he's just kind of in the ring, but he's definitely getting it. He's definitely getting it. And there were a couple times when Solo Sikoa wasn't with them and he was like walking down the ramp with Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. And he does have personality. I have seen it. He actually does have personality. He comes out, he portrays himself a certain way, he will talk, he will say things. And a lot of times they'll do these, when they're coming back from the ring, they'll have like a camera waiting to interview them, and Tongoa will actually speak into that camera. He actually speaks the most to a backstage camera after the match, and he's actually kind of interesting, and he has a good presentation. I just don't know if he fully has found his way out on the main stage in the middle of the ring yet when it comes to his character, but I can see glimpses of it. And even if he doesn't get it, though, he's over. He's already over with the botches. And yeah, maybe not the best way to get over, but hey, over is over, and Tongoa, he's over. Tama Tonga is next, and I don't think this guy gets the credit that he should really get. He low-key has, how do you say it? He garners attention, I'll say that, with the very limited time that he gets. Again, when he's in the ring with the entire group, he kind of just stands there. When he knows that he's going to be the wrestler or something, he definitely has a presentation. He does a or he'll come out to the ring walking like, hoo, ha, yeah. Ooh. It's funny. It's great. It's different. And different is good in the WWE. And he's not bad in the ring too. Tongoa might be the worst of all of them, but you know what? Tongoa's been doing fine also. But Tama Tonga is definitely not bad. This dude, in probably another era, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, could have been Intercontinental Champion. No problem. Now, it's going to be a little harder with how things are set up, but if they were to give him a decent singles push, he could probably do it. And when they give him the mic, while it's not the greatest promo, it's definitely a very unique promo. It's definitely unique, and I really do like it. It's almost like, what is he? I don't even know how to describe Tama Tonga, but he's interesting. He brings something to the table, and he's definitely a good hand to have in your stable. Someone who can eat a loss, but is also believable in getting a pinfall victory. And Tama Tonga is just doing a great job. And while we're on the subject, those two together, the Gorillaz of Destiny, well, that was their name in New Japan. Tama Tonga, they were God Gorillaz of Destiny over there. And now here they're just kind of billed as the Bloodline, but as a tag team unit, they're doing fine also. We already talked about that ladder match. That was a good ladder match. A lot of people were amazed by that ladder match, and it was good. It was definitely good. And even though they were the winners, Street Profits and DIY got some shine on that. And that's a large part of the Bloodline actually doing business, actually putting the titles on the line, actually having engaging back and forth matches, and they just put over the Motor City Machine Guns. And I'm a huge Motor City Machine Guns, although I do kind of wish the Street Profits would have got it. Regardless, though, They put them over. The Motor City Machine Guns are on the map now because of the Bloodline. And if you go back to Roman's Bloodline, that was all about elevating people. Jey Uso was elevated. Solo Sikoa was elevated. Cody Rhodes was elevated. Sami Zayn was elevated. And you can say a lot of other people were elevated as well. And I'll argue Drew McIntyre was elevated, maybe not as much directly as some of the others, but indirectly. Drew McIntyre is who he is now because of what happened within the Bloodline. Heck, Kevin Owens' awesome storyline right now is because of Roman's Bloodline, and even Solo Sikoa's in a way also. But all I'm saying is, Roman's Bloodline was all about elevating people, but look at Solo Sikoa's Bloodline. It's only been around since the night after WrestleMania, and who have they elevated so far? They have elevated Jacob Fatu. Solo Sikoa is now elevating himself, but also the tag teams. I feel that DIY is way more important now than they once were. Have they gone through the stratosphere? Maybe, maybe not. But the Motor City Machine Guns are 100% elevated right now, so Solo Sikoa's Bloodline is doing what Roman's did. Roman had 4 years, though, so we got to give Solo a little more time. But they're doing what the former Bloodline did. The tag team division is looking a lot healthier than Raw's, and that has a large part to do with the prominence on the card because of the prominence of Solo's Bloodline. And now, let's talk Solo. Let's talk Solo. So, in the beginning, I told people, hey, we got to give this guy some time to cook because it's a hard act to follow, Roman Reigns. But then, around SummerSlam, I changed my tune. I was like, okay, this is enough time. This guy's main eventing SummerSlam, and he's kind of bland. He's kind of And then he lost. And then he lost again. And then he lost again. And I was done. I was like, Solo's cooked, man. There's no more to Solo. The threat is over. But, suddenly, in like the last 3 appearances, something has changed with Solo, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but he has personality now. Really, he has a lot of personality. It started when he was telling Roman that he had to acknowledge him, and then Roman actually acknowledged him, but then he's like, no. You need to acknowledge me as your tribal chief. And then on the last SmackDown, when they lost the titles to the Motor City Machine Guns, Solo made fun of one of the Machine Guns, their voice. And he went, meh. And the guy did have kind of a high-pitched voice. But it was just very, like, unique to see that kind of insulting of the other wrestler. That was kind of an act of bullying that you don't really see. Now, there's tons of bullies in the WWE, and the Bloodline are definitely that kind of bully, but they usually don't make fun of someone's, like, you know, their voice. And I was just like, kind of like, oh, interesting that they took that approach. And he even threw in a, like, insider knowledge joke about the impact the Motor City Machine Guns are making because, you know, they were from TNA Impact. But what really got me was when Solo Sikoa shows up to Raw and he's like, we've got tickets. He really shined. For one of the only times when it was Solo and Jacob together, Solo was the one outshining the others. Solo Sikoa really looked like the tribal chief. For the first time, I really saw him, not as someone trying really hard to be the tribal chief, but I saw a tribal chief. He came with the whole bloodline. They looked menacing, and it sucked because he had to eat the spear from Braun Breaker to put over the Jacob Fatu Braun Breaker confrontation. But to me, while everybody is really remembering that, and they should, because that was amazing and that was awesome, and that just shows again how great and awesome Jacob Fatu is, to me, I'm still thinking about, but we got tickets. Oh, look, yeet, we bought a shirt. We bought a shirt! That was so awesome. That was so great. That's what got Roman over. He was doing stuff like that that created memes on the internet. It's stuff like, I bought a shirt that will create a meme on the internet and get Solo over. There was a lot of backstage segments with the Bloodline that Solo doesn't get. Solo never really got them once Paul Heyman was gone. And even when Paul Heyman was there, Solo was kind of like trying super hard to be a tribal chief, and it wasn't really working. But this Solo Sikoa right now, it's almost as if he's still trying really hard to be that tribal chief that nobody thinks he is, but he's becoming unhinged. Now that Roman is back and he's even gathering his old bloodline together, it's like Solo Sikoa sees the writing on the wall. He sees that he's lost some matches, and he's still trying so hard to be the tribal chief, but he's becoming unhinged at the same time. And he's like, we bought tickets. The dude isn't mentally there anymore, and it's actually making it better because Roman, when he started unraveling and becoming a little not there anymore, that's when we got the best Roman. When Roman started seeing the walls closing around him and getting super paranoid, that's when we got peak Roman, the tribal chief. And right now we're getting peak Solo Sikoa, the tribal chief. And I'm really liking this, and it's just crazy. He just ate 3 losses. Cody, SummerSlam. Cody, SmackDown, and then the tag match. I thought the guy was cooked and done, but he's somehow doing it. I really do hope that he wins War Games. I really do hope that, because he's just getting started. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of want to see Solo stay in charge. This is the first time that I'm really voicing this, because for the last 3 months I've been like, Jacob Fatu needs to replace him, but give Solo a couple big victories, and I can see this bloodline actually doing something. Because Solo, when he bought that ticket, I don't know, maybe a personality came with it, because he's doing a great and bang up job. What do you guys think? Please tell me below how you feel about Solo Sikoa. I'm always going to acknowledge Roman as the tribal chief, but is there a place to acknowledge Solo as well? Guys, girls, have a great day.